Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, so today I would like to present about my group assignment task, which is Sasbadi Holding Berhad. So for introduction, Sasbadi Holdings Berhad was incorporated in 1985 and listed to the main market of Bursa Malaysia in 2014. So for the leading group is a leading publisher of educational materials and significant contributor to Malaysia education sector. So, for the witnessing the development of educational technology, Sasbadi has ventured into digital learning solution to enhance its conventional print publishing business. It's operating including the publishing of textbooks, exercise book, reference book, and also practice material for primary and secondary schools for students and university students. So for general titles, the English language, which Sasbadi also the exclusive and authorized partner of Lego Education in Malaysia and also in Brunei Darussalam since 2005 to enable STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Sasbadi has begun to develop an online learning solution in 2011 to assist teachers and students nationwide in line with the evolving needs of the national education system. This strategy specification make the Sasbadi responsive to market needs while still offering relevant and current learning content.
Okay, so Sasbadi follow MFRS 116 to record and manage its tangible assets like building and equipment. So number 2, we have the Sasbadi use MFRS 15 to recognize renew when goods or service are transferred to customer. And number 3, MFRS 138 is applied by Sasbadi to account for intangible assets like copyrights and software. So for number 4, MFRS 141 is not applicable because Sasbadi is not involved in any agriculture activities. Number 5, if Sasbadi owns rental or investment properties, it would use MFRS 140 to report them. And lastly, Sasbadi applies MFRS 137 to record provisions and post liabilities from past obligations. Alright, so we move to this part. So for disclosure of non-current asset, property, plant and equipment, the PPE value increased from 44.599 million ringgit to 45.559 million ringgit. This 960,000 ringgit increase might be from the acquisition of new asset along the year. The relevant accounting standard for property, plant and equipment is MFRS 116. All items of property, plant and equipment in Sasbadi Holding Berhad are initially recognized at cost. PPE is recorded at cost less accumulated depreciation and accumulated impairment losses except leasehold land, building, and condominium, which are revalued every 4 to 5 years. Investment property. The value of investment properties decreased from 2.268 million ringgit in 2023 to 2.215 million ringgit in 2024, indicating a reduction of 53,000 ringgit. The relevant accounting standard for investment properties are MFRS 140. The company likely recognized investment properties at cost initially, which is carried at cost less accumulated depreciation and impairment loss. Intangible asset. The value of intangible asset increased from 18.853 million ringgit in 2023 to 17.4333 ringgit in 2024, reflecting a decrease of 1.420 million ringgit. The relevant accounting standard for intangible asset is FRS 138. Intangible assets are recognized when they meet the criteria of being identifiable, controlled by the entity, and expected to generate future economic benefits. Intangible assets such as development, software, and intellectual properties are initially measured at cost. Intangible assets, except goodwill, are carried at cost, less any cumulative impairment losses and amortization after first recognition. Goodwill is acknowledged in a business.
For the next part, I want to continue about the economic environment and asset valuation. So this can influence of current economic factors on asset management and valuation strategies. Sasbadi's management respond to the current economic environment. Inflation, the cost of raw material such as paper and ink, utilities, and operational expenses that are related to the physical asset has increased due to high inflation in Malaysia during 2024. So next is interest rate changes. The overnight policy rate OPR in Malaysia shows a rise in interest rate in 2024 that result in increase of the cost of borrowing new capital expenditure such as new machinery and technology infrastructure. Higher interest rates impact the discount rates used in valuation models. Sasbadi's management might have taken a more cautious approach to debt finance investments. So next about the market volatility. This influences the education publishing sector in Malaysia that is rapidly digitalizing. Sasbadi's revenue is significantly tied to government tenders and educational policies. Changes or delays in this can lead to volatility. If the shift to digital is slower or faster than usual, it will affect the value traditional print, assets, and digital investments. Sasbadi Holdings Berhad asset management and valuation strategies are a careful balance between leveraging their established print publishing assets and aggressively investing in new digital solutions and STEM education.
So for next part is analytical analysis. For Sasbadi company, we do the current ratio analysis. For 2023, we get that the current asset is 121,180. For the current liabilities, we have 24,176. So for the current ratio for 2023, we get 5.0125. For 2024, the current asset is 122,986 and the current liabilities 30,350. So we get the current ratio for 2024 is 4.0569. Sasbadi Holdings Berhad's current ratio decreased from 5.0125 in 2023 to 4.0569 in 2024. This indicates that the firm still has a satisfactory level of current assets available to cover its liabilities. But there was a slight decline in liquidity. The change may be due to more current liabilities or slower growth in current assets. But still, the ratio is more than the industry level, which means the company is well placed to meet short-term obligations. So for the next ratio, we do the inventory turnover ratio. And for 2023, we have cost of goods sold 59,582 and the average inventory is 62,950. So we get the inventory turnover 0.947. For 2024, we have cost of goods sold 60,989 and the average inventory 60,507. So we get the inventory turnover 1.008. The ratio of inventory turnover also went up from 0.947 in 2023 to 1.008 in 2024. This indicates that Sasbadi has become more effective in handling its inventory and turning it into sales. The improvement indicates greater management of the stock of greater demand for learning materials, particularly electronic learning products. This is a positive addition to the firm's overall assets management.
Okay, for the conclusion, Sasbadi Holding Berhad is a case of diligent and consistent compliance with relevant Malaysia Financial Reporting Standard (MFRS) in financial statement presentation and preparation. For the rigid compliance with standards such as MFRS 116, 15, 138, 140, and also 137 ensure appropriate recognition, measurement, and also disclosure of non-current asset and conform to best practice and regulatory requirement. The analysis of the company's financial statement highlight that the significant roles of PPE and also a intangible asset in supporting Sasbadi's core business operation. The company's focus on digital learning initiative and technology-driven education solution has also increased the importance of intangible asset in its overall asset portfolio. This to attest that the accounting standards of Sasbadi are in line with transparency, compliance, and also good corporate governance and providing stakeholders with credible information to support informed decision making. Okay, so that's it for the presentation. Thank you for watching. Bye.